After years of throwing herself into her career, Emily Parker finally allowed herself a night of recklessness. The downtown bar was buzzing with low music, clinking glasses, and laughter. For once, she didn't overthink. She let her guard down. She drank more than usual, danced like no one was watching, and fell into the arms of a charming stranger named Caleb. He had kind eyes, a crooked smile, and just enough mystery to be exciting. They ended up at his loft, where the wine flowed freely, and the city lights flickered through the windows. It felt wild, liberating. For a moment, she forgot all about her past. But when she woke up the next morning, her gut felt uneasy. Caleb was already gone, a note scribbled on a napkin beside her, "Had to run. Last night was unforgettable, let's do it again." She smiled, but something about the handwriting made her freeze. It looked familiar. 10 years ago, Emily was in a relationship that changed everything. His name was Nathan. He was charming, funny, and dangerous in ways she didn't see at first. At 21, she thought he was her forever. Until his controlling behavior surfaced, then jealousy, and finally obsession. Nathan didn't let go easily. After she left him, he stalked her for nearly 2 years. Mysterious gifts, messages from unknown numbers, being followed at night. She moved cities, changed numbers, started over. Eventually, he vanished. She thought he had finally let her go. Until now, the handwriting, the curve of the letters. It was his. Not exactly, but eerily close. Her instinct screamed at her that something was wrong. Emily tried to brush off the fear. Coincidences happen, right, but things didn't add up. The following night, she received a message from an unknown number. "Nice place you got, but I liked your old apartment better. More windows." Her blood ran cold. That apartment was from 6 years ago. Before she moved to escape Nathan. Before she erased every trace of her old life. She called the number. It rang once, then disconnected. Then she received another text. A photo of her, taken last night, through her living room window. Caleb wasn't a stranger. He was someone who had studied her long enough to pretend. Emily began retracing every moment from that night. Every word Caleb had said. He had asked too many questions. Where she worked, if she had family nearby, what bars she liked to visit. It wasn't flirting, it was profiling. She went to the police, but with no physical threat and no clear evidence, they couldn't do much. Her fear wasn't tangible, it was hiding in shadows. But Emily knew better. She changed her locks, closed the curtains, bought a new phone, installed cameras. She wasn't going to be a victim again. And yet, she couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. A week passed, then 2. Silence. Until one evening, while reviewing security footage, Emily spotted something. At 3:07 a.m., a figure appeared just outside her back gate. The camera quality wasn't great, but the outline was too familiar. The person stared at her house for 22 minutes. Then, calmly walked away. She froze the frame, zoomed in. The man was wearing a hoodie, but part of his face caught the light. It wasn't Nathan, but it was someone else she knew. Caleb. She ran a background check. The name he gave her was fake. The address, abandoned warehouse. Phone number, untraceable burner. He had crafted a new identity just to get close to her. Emily reached out to someone she thought she'd never speak to again, Nathan's younger sister, Claire. They met at a coffee shop. Claire looked older, wearier. She hadn't spoken to Nathan in years. Not since he'd disappeared after being fired from a security firm for stalking a client. Claire admitted something Emily didn't know. Nathan had learned surveillance tactics. Cameras, phone tracking, psychological manipulation. Claire lowered her voice. "He used to talk about you like you were a possession. Said one day, he'd get you back. Or ruin you trying." That night, Emily realized something terrifying. What if Caleb wasn't Nathan, but someone working for him? Everything escalated. Her apartment was broken into. Nothing was stolen, but the intruder left a single Polaroid on her kitchen table. It showed her sleeping. From inside the room, a note was scribbled on the back. "You were always the most beautiful when you were afraid." She couldn't sleep, could barely breathe. Her life became a series of locked doors and sleepless nights. The police now considered it a potential stalker case. But they still had no face. No fingerprints. No proof. She knew there was only one way to end it. She had to set the trap herself. Emily decided to bait the watcher. She booked a hotel room across town but made it obvious she wouldn't be home. Fake posts, loud calls, all hinting she was going away. Then she stayed, hidden in her closet, with a camera feed on her phone and a knife in her hand. Hours passed, midnight, then 1 a.m. At 2:44 a.m., her front door creaked open. A man entered, hooded, gloved, moving slowly, deliberately. He walked straight to her bedroom and sat on the edge of her bed like he'd done it 100 times before. Emily's heart pounded as she silently called 911. When the police arrived, they arrested him without a fight. It wasn't Nathan, it was Caleb, but in his pocket was a phone. And on it, hundreds of photos, all of Emily, and one final video. Nathan's voice, speaking to the camera. "You think I'm gone? I'm just getting started," Caleb confessed. Nathan had found him in an online forum. A lost, unstable man looking for purpose. Nathan fed him lies, obsession, and a mission to make Emily suffer. Nathan was still out there, watching, waiting. Emily moved again. New name, new city, new job, but she never left the curtains open. Never took the same route home twice. Because in the end, the scariest monsters aren't strangers. They're the ones who once said they loved you, and never truly let go.